I would like to start off by saying that I will not have retarded reasons why I think a certain platform is better than another. I don't like using the word retarded in this sense, but I've seen some console versus PC videos, and some of the reasons people have are just god awful, man. Stupid shit like, oh, this game sold more on console than PC, or PCs are too expensive. Listen, that shit does not matter. How much a game sold will not improve your experience, but to be fair, for some games it can make a difference, like a multiplayer game, but overall, I don't think it matters. Also, I did make a video a few months ago about this same topic, but I'm not very proud of that video. For one, the color of the video looks like shit, and it just makes the quality look not as good. And I think I just get a little bit too off topic talking about what games I played at the time. I also think I didn't give good enough or valid reasons. Like I said, I was just pretty much talking about my past of what games I used to play and what games I liked, and that gave some of my reasons why I picked a certain platform over another, and that's pretty fucking stupid. So I'm making an update video with more valid reasons and points. I was also a little biased towards PC in that video, but in this video I want to spit some straight facts and throw my opinion in there. So let's finally get into it. Now, I'm gonna start this off by listing the games that I've actively been playing for the last few months without telling you what platform I play them on, then we're gonna talk about it. I know this sounds like a repeat of what I don't want to do with this video, but I'm gonna have more points, and I'm gonna discuss popular games that I don't even play to take away even more bias. Now, starting off with the games that I've been actively, been playing, we obviously got Fallout 4, we got Smite, Hearthstone, and Battlefield 1. Those are the main games that I've been playing for months. Some games I play from time to time include Doom 2, Doom 4, some older Call of Duties, and a few indie games called The Forest and Paint the Town Red. Oh, well, not indie games, but just less popular games. As you could tell, I play a decent variety of games. And just for those of you who don't know what some of the games are, like The Forest is a game like Rust, but more horrific and a million times better. And Paint the Town Red is a fighting beat-em-up game that has Minecraft graphics, and it's really violent and fun. You guys should know what the other games are because they're really popular games. But anyway, I'm sure some of you are guessing or assuming what platforms I play most of these games on. I will admit some of them are obvious, like Hearthstone, but for the most part, those games can be played on either console or PC, and they are. I play Fallout 4, Smite, Hearthstone, Doom 2, The Forest, Paint the Town Red, and some of the old CODs on PC. And I play Doom 4, Battlefield 1, and again, some of the old CODs on Xbox. Now, I say Xbox, and that will be the console I'm referring to, at least personally. So for you PlayStation players, you're in the same category for Xbox in this specific case. They're both consoles, obviously with some difference, but specifically for my case, we'll be using Xbox. Now, the reason why I told you guys what games I play and what platform I play them on is just to state the fact that I play on both PC and console, and that I'm not going to be totally biased to one platform like most people are in these types of videos. Now, I'm actually going to get into the discussion of console versus PC, and the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to break down some things people say about both platforms that's either not true, or I just simply want to give my opinion on it. Now, I want to start off with two things regarding PC, which is PCs are too expensive, and I don't want to build my PC, I just want to buy my console and play it, keep it simple. Now, the second reason I can kind of understand. I love my PC, don't get me wrong, and it performs pretty well, but I couldn't tell you anything about its specs or how to build it. I know that makes me sound like a complete PC noob, but to defend myself, my family really knows their way around computers, so I personally never had to. But to those of you who have built your PC, you know how easy or possibly complicated it is to build it, but if you really want to, you could pay for someone to build a high-end PC for you. This leads into what I said earlier about people saying PCs are too expensive. Now, to be fair, having either a console or PC can have its own expenses, but to say only PC gaming is expensive is wrong. First of all, you could pretty much choose the price of your PC and even your console to a certain extent. You don't get a lot of choices for the price of your console, but you can depending on how many gigabytes you want, or if you want to buy a console connected to a game, which is totally optional. As for PC, you can literally have a $3,000 PC or a $500 PC. If someone says PC gaming is too expensive, tell them how fucking dumb they are, man. You could literally choose the power of your PC. I don't want to get into the price of each platform that much. I just wanted to get my point across that you could pretty much choose your price for each platform. PC having more options of prices, but still, they both have their options, so I'm going to kind of give it a tie for both of them in this one, but a little more for PC in this case. Okay, I just lied to you guys a little bit, because if you want to build a super beefy gaming system, you're going to have to go with PC because there's more options for expensive hardware, so I'm definitely going to have to give the edge to PC for this argument. But moving on to the next topic, and that is exclusive games, and I'm not just going to be talking about consoles. I find this a little bit more interesting because both console and PC have their own exclusives. And call me crazy, but the exclusives for both platforms aren't that off to me. The way I like to view it is consoles have more exclusives to AAA games, and PC has more exclusives to less popular indie type games. And it sounds like I'm putting down PC, but trust me, I really am not. They both have huge advantages for exclusive games. I'll give some examples for both PC and console. For example, Xbox has Halo, Gears of War, and Forza, just to name a few. PlayStation has Bloodborne, Infamous, The Last Guardian, and Uncharted. Finally, PC has Hearthstone, League of Legends, World of Warcraft, and Arma. Obviously, there are more exclusives for each platform, but I was just naming some of the big games for, each respected platform. Now, with some of the exclusives I just named, there is no clear choice of what's better other than your personal preference. So when it comes to what platform has the better games, I honestly think it's about equal. The whole argument of what platform has better games is just stupid because it's mostly about your opinion. Now, if I wanted to be factual, PC has a shit ton more games you can play. Not all of them are highly produced AAA games, but there are more games on PC, just to, make it simple. A lot of them can be shit, because almost anyone can make a shitty game and put it on PC, but a lot of them are quality games too, and every now and then, it's really fun to find a gem of a game, those hidden really good games. It's like the best feeling ever. Anyway, all platforms have their pros and cons of exclusive games. Honestly, I'd like if there were no exclusives at all, but hey, Microsoft and Sony gotta sell their consoles somehow, right? But yeah, those are my views on exclusive games. Wish they did not exist just a little bit, but it's not that bad of a situation, and I think they're all pretty much equal depending on your preference. So far, I brought up a few major points that people would bring into the conversation of PC versus console, but now I want to bring up some things without going too in-depth like I have so far, and I'll just give my shorter answer. It'll kind of be like a lightning round. It'll be fun, so let's go. When it comes to controllers and keyboards, I'm sorry, but plain and simple, PC wins this one, because even though it's a personal preference, you could use a controller for a lot of games on PC, the same controller that you'd use for a console. Personally, I like both for different types of games, but overall, I would prefer a keyboard and mouse just by a little bit. Next up is the talk about graphics and frames per second. Now, this one could be specifically about a certain game, It depends how graphic intensive the game can be and how powerful your PC is. For example, if you had a super strong PC, it might have the same performance as, say, Fallout 4 because, you know, it lags regardless sometimes. So in the case of talking about the max a PC and a console can go, obviously the PC would win this argument. It's as simple as a $3,000 PC having better hardware than like a $500 console. It's just facts. Same can go for frames, but if I'm specifically and only talking about frames, I would personally give the edge to console. Now remember, I just said personally, and only because my PC isn't the high-end gaming computer some people have. So running a game like Doom 4 or Battlefield 1 on the highest settings would maybe be a problem for me on my PC. And the reason why I bring this up is not everyone has a super gaming PC. A lot of people have a PC as good, worse, and better than mine. But for each console, they're pretty much the same. You know, one Xbox will work the same as another, which is actually a good thing. Because if you think about it, if a game runs good on one Xbox, it'll run good for all Xboxes. I'm really hoping my logic isn't flawed here, or I'm gonna look like a real dumbass in this video. But anyway, going back to the money thing I was mentioning earlier, a few things I want to bring up is that you have to pay for online on the console, and there's a good handful of free games on PC. This is again for the console players who think PC is way more expensive. It's just another point for me to bring up. But I can't stress this enough. Both platforms have their expenses. And speaking of expenses, if you want to game on a budget, believe it or not, console players, I think PC is the way to go. You can get a decently cheap PC under the price of a console and get much cheaper games, and in my opinion, PC has way better free games than consoles. Plus, the sales PC gets they're actually pretty fucking insane. For example, Fallout 4 on PC is a full $60 right now, and on Xbox is $40 new and $30 used. Now, this sounds really bad for a PC, but just hold on, wait a second, wait. But if you are patient enough, you can get Fallout 4 for $30 and even $20 on sale like I did. Just to further my point, the season pass for Fallout 4 on Xbox One is $50 and it's $60 on PC. Again, if you wait, you can get the season pass for like $30 on PC. So if you do some simple math, right now someone could get Fallout 4 with the season pass on Xbox One for $80. And if someone got Fallout 4 with the season pass on PC, with a little bit of patience, it'll cost $50. So there's a $30 difference right there, which can even buy you another game. And please, no one even bring up the sales on Xbox. They actually disappoint me. They only have a sale of like 20 games at a time, and half of them are for the 360, which a lot of people don't play anymore. But to be fair, they do give you some good free games every now and then on Xbox, which is nice. And I'm not sure how they do it on PlayStation 4. I used to have a PlayStation 4 a long time ago, and I got a few decent free games, but in that specific case, I have to give the edge to Xbox. But overall, I think PC is better for a budget, but either way, gaming will cost you some bucks. And that wraps up what I have to say about PC versus consoles. I'm sure there's a lot of things I didn't bring up, but I think this video is getting long enough, so I'm going to cut it here. I'm sure you guys can tell at this point which platform I prefer, and if you've been subscribed for a little bit, but I do prefer PC. No surprise. Don't get me wrong, I do love my Xbox, and I'd even say the times I had on my 360 were the best gaming moments I've ever had of all time. But in this day and age, I'd have to give it to the PC, man. I mean, all the reasons why I said PC is better in this video are not all my personal reasons why I love PC so much. My personal reasons is simply, it's just what I'm comfortable with. I like buying games on sale. I also happen to think single-player games are more immersive on PC for some reason. I actually do not know why. Maybe it's because I'm closer to my PC. And I like to do other stuff on my PC while I'm gaming. But don't get me wrong, guys. I do like to do stuff on Xbox, like watch Netflix. Nah, I'm just playing. I do love to play certain games on Xbox like I do with PC. I just hope you guys took my reasons with an open mind and realize I'm not bashing PC or console. I love them both, and even though I prefer PC now, I had my best moments ever of gaming on Xbox, and I have to give consoles my respect. Also, for the record, saying PC Master Race is fucking stupid. Even though there is some truth to it, it's a dumb thing to say and it makes no points. Also, the term console peasant is also pretty dumb. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I tried my best to give reasonable points about both platforms. Both are good with their own flaws, and there's no reason to hate. We're all gamers, so let's stick together and enjoy our passion of gaming. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.